What is going on, guys? Hopefully everybody's having a great week. All right, today we are going to be talking about the elephant in the room in terms of these things that everyone is referring to as funnels. So essentially, we've seen a really large growth in terms of the amount of people who are actually getting into the sales funnel building world. And so I wanted to kind of do this video to not only really talk about the realistic cost of building sales funnels, but more so in terms of what actually goes into building the sales funnel and what is the objective that we're trying to get out of it. I know from my personal experience that going through the process of design and automation and connecting everything and making sales, I think sometimes we can get lost a little bit. And so I wanted to touch base on how do we not get lost? How do we make sure that the software that we are using is optimizing our efficiency? And then what is the end goal in terms of this whole grand picture? Okay, and so those are the things we're going to kind of cover here. I'm going to walk you through the different softwares that I've used and touch on, why I like them and why I have chosen them and how they benefit me. And then you can kind of take all this information and put it together for your own situation and kind of determine what works best for you. Because in the end, it doesn't matter what I do. My process is different from yours. You have to choose something that makes sense for you. Okay, so we're just going to hop right in here. First thing we're going to talk about is a page builder. There's tons of page builders out there. You could probably Google landing page builder and get up to 50, relevant results right now. There's probably hundreds of software that are doing it. I've gone through a lot of them. Those of you that know me, I've spent a lot of time in ClickFunnels. I still use ClickFunnels for client builds and a few things that we're doing still, but we're making the transition over into this software called Kickpages. Now, when you check out Kickpages, you're going to get presented with three different plans. You have $47, $97, and $197 a month. The $47 plan is probably enough for most of you who are just going to be building an occasional page here and there. If you're building for clients and you're going to be doing multiple projects a month, the Pro plan will probably be best for you. And if you're going to be running this out of your agency and producing dozens of projects a month, you might want to look in the agency plan. So that's just the plans. I didn't want to spend too much time talking about those itself. I will leave a link below. It is my affiliate link for Kickpages. I am using it. I am educating people on it. And I'm actually building an affiliate area where you can come in and get a lot of resources to get jump started on your Kickpages journey if that's what you'd like. So feel free to check it out. If you don't want to click on that, just go to kickpages.com and you can check everything out here. So inside Kickpages, I'm not going to go through the entire process. I have a lot of other videos on that, but essentially what you're going to get is what it is. It's a page builder, and you're going to be presented with a lot of different features. Kickpages gives a lot of templates, a lot of design blocks. This page that you're seeing in front of you, this would be like a traditional sales page. So if I have a product that I want to sell for myself or for somebody, this is the type of funnel page that you're going to be using. It doesn't look like most traditional websites. It's not going to have a bunch of navigation up here. I would probably even take most of these off here. It's just going to have a lot of copy, maybe a video sales letter, some benefits, and then it's going to talk about exactly what your product is. This is actually for a course, so this is like a course sales page, which a lot of people are getting into right now. And so you can just grab this template, import it right in, and then just change the wording. And that's why I love Kickpages so much. The editor is just built really nicely. So when I'm in here, I can change all my font really quickly. I can change the color of things super fast and easy, and I don't have to mess around with a lot. Plus, I don't have to do a lot of CSS, which for those of you who use ClickFunnels, it is a drawback where you're having to constantly edit the design of things. Where in Kickpages, I'm rarely finding a situation where I need CSS. All right, so it does a really good job of building traditional sales pages that build products. Once you're done building your page, you have the ability to integrate with a lot of different softwares, and I'm going to kind of jump into those once we're done here. But I wanted to touch base not only on the product page. Like I said, you can build sales pages for your product, but the big boom we're going to see in 2021 is building sales funnels for service-based industries. Okay, so a lot of people are getting into social media marketing and building their own agencies. And what they have to do is they have to create leads and they have to create appointments behind that. And so we're seeing this uptick in creating funnels to promote people to either book calls or reach out and talk to the company. Or if I'm an agency, I'm building these types of funnels for chiropractors and real estate agents and all the likes of anyone that's in a service business. And so the real huge benefit of a landing page builder is being able to quickly build these simple landing pages and string them together in a way that's going to bring people along through your sales funnel process. So I'm going to give you an example here. This is just a quick template that I built for a real estate agent here in our local area that our agency is going to be using for, if we have 5 different realtors, I can use this template for all of them. I just change it up to fit their needs. It takes me 5 minutes to edit it and I'm done. You can't even scroll. It's literally one single section here, and this would be the page that they would land on once they've clicked the ad. Okay, so I have a Facebook ad running. They click on that ad. It takes me right here. So instead of sending them to a website, I'm sending them to this right here. So when they land on this and it says the absolute best list of homes under 300,000 in your city, you need to change qualify with an F there. But once they click on this, what's going to happen is this pop-up's going to happen. And you can build all this super simply in Kickpages. Literally just one click, enter your pop-up information, and it's there and ready to go for you. And so what's happening now is they'll just enter their name and their email, and when they click send me this list, I'm going to have my autoresponder, which I'm going to talk about in a second, send an automatic email out to this person, and now that person is on my lead list. So they are in my system as a lead, okay? So after they've submitted their information here and I've gained them as a lead, now we then take them on to this next page here and we say, thanks, your list should be arriving in your inbox in about 5 to 10 minutes. If you'd like us to help you find your perfect home in the next 3 minutes, please click the button below. So this page has a huge relevancy here as well. Not only did it take me like 30 seconds to build, but it's going to continue the process of bringing that client closer to where we want them to initiating a conversation. Okay, so if they click this button here, what's going to happen is it's going to take them into an automated chatbot sequence. Okay, and so I'm not going to click this right now because I'm going to talk about the chatbot here. But essentially what's going to happen is when they click that button, it's going to take them into a sequence that has pre-built questions for them to answer. And essentially what we're doing is qualifying them in order to present them the best offer or the best help that they need for the service that we provide. Okay, and also, like I said, this sequence, this very simple sequence, is going to start an email sequence that we've built in ActiveCampaign, which is the next software we're going to talk about. Okay, so you can see this process, it takes a little bit of thinking of, but this right here is where sales funnels are going. It isn't these long, huge pages, and there isn't these about sections. It's these very simple landing pages that are strung together in a manner where people can't do anything but the next task that you want them to do. Okay, so that's the difference between a product sales page like this is a product sales page with just a lot of information, and this is a service-based sales funnel where we're just trying to get them to do one simple thing and bring them along in the process. Okay, and I use Kickpages to do all this. And I just threw in another example here. Like this would be another example of a real estate page that I've built. And that is almost the same thing as the last one I showed you, but this has a little bit more information. So if you deal with a realtor that says, well, you know what, I want them to learn more about me when they land on the landing page, you can add things like this in here. So like, what do? I buy a home, rent a home. Like you can see neighborhoods. Here's some of the top properties. And then here's a little bit more about us. But you'll notice there's nothing you can click on here. So in order to find out more information about this, they have to enter their name to get this list. Okay, so that's really important to understand when you're building these landing pages. Don't give them tons of options. Make sure that they just have one goal to do. Okay, so if you guys want these templates, like I can make these available for you to just download and take right into your Kickpages account. So I'll actually put the link to these templates here so that you can download them, bring them right into your account, and then you can give it a shot and see, how easy it is to build things like this. Okay. So that's essentially the breakdown of the landing page builder. There's much more we could cover, and I will in other videos, but I just wanted you to see the basics of how we're using it daily. And we just create these little templates, and then we use them. So let's say we have a chiropractor, and I create a template, and then I get another chiropractor 2 weeks later. Like I can use that same template, and it doesn't take me more than 10 or 15 minutes to edit it. It's already ready to go for them. I just have to put their info in it. And so that's the beauty about using Kickpages and a landing page builder like this. Okay. So let's hop right into what I believe is the next most important software that we need here, and that is email marketing software, or what people call a CRM. And that would be, for me, ActiveCampaign. I've used 3 different softwares. I've used MailChimp, GetResponse, and ActiveCampaign. I've also dabbled around with Iterable and a couple other ones, but this is by far my favorite. So when you get to ActiveCampaign, you're going to get presented with their yearly plans. So if you change it to monthly, you can see the plan that most of us will need is this $15 a month one, and that goes up to 500 contacts. So if you go more than 500 contacts, all the way up to, I think you can go up to over 100,000, you'd have to get a quote for, but up to 100,000, it's $500 a month. $500 a month. So you kind of just got to evaluate where you're at, and then see what your price is going to be. So what ActiveCampaign does in a nutshell is it allows me to, let's say when the person was on this page and they submitted their information, once they click this and the pop-up comes and they submit their information, ActiveCampaign allows me to set up automations that will automatically go out to these people. So I can go in here in ActiveCampaign, and I'm inside what's called the Automations tab, and I can set up an automation to fire anytime someone's added to a list. So when they enter their information, they get added to a list inside my ActiveCampaign that's called Leads. And once they get added to that list, I get to choose what happens. So I'm going to say right here, it's going to say I have to create an email. So I'm going to say when that person gets added to this list, I'm going to send out this email. So I'm going to create this test email, and then I would have to go in there and actually edit the email. But now you can see here that inside of ActiveCampaign, once this loads back up, I think it's going to open my email. Actually, I don't know why I just did that. Oh yeah, it's going to open my email. So I would just choose something really basic like this one right here. Let's say I just want this right here. And so once they subscribe or they opt into that list, they're going to get this automatic email that's sent to them, and I can type in whatever I want inside of this email. So when I click save and exit, this email is set and ready to go. Obviously, you have to put in a little bit of thought into what's going into your actual email there and make sure your copy is good. But now I have the beginning of my automation. So contact subscribes to my list of free training leads. It adds them to that list, and then it sends out this email. And then I can continue on going down the process. Let's say they entered their phone number and I wanted to add an SMS. So I could click add an SMS, and it would directly send them a text message to their phone without me ever having to do anything. Okay, you can add delays to this. So like if you don't want to send an email right away and you want to send it like a day later, you can add a delay. You can add like I said, text message. You can add automatic voicemails. So if you have some other things integrated inside your ActiveCampaign, you can directly call them and leave a voicemail. There's just so much you can do. And so you can see that a system like this is going to take that burden off your plate of like following up with people every time and doing all these things that take so much time. As long as you spend some time to build them ahead of time, your life is going to change in terms of how you're doing things inside of your business. And so I would strongly recommend getting a software like this. If you don't have a CRM, essentially you're not running a sales funnel, because all you're doing is building a landing page and then the process stops. So the sales funnel includes the beginning and the interest phase, the education phase, which is going to come through the emails that you give them and the content that you provide them, and then ultimately the closing phase. And all of those phases are going to require you sending things to people who have opted into your list. And so having something like this is super, super important. Okay? All right, so next software we're going to talk about here is a software that recently I've been spending a lot more time using. This is called ManyChat. ManyChat has changed a lot in the last year. There's another software called Tidio that I use on some of my landing pages that works really well for just like a chat help on the page. But ManyChat takes it a step further, and they actually use Facebook Messenger to provide chatbot sequences. And when you first get into it, you think, oh, chatbots, this is really, really complicated and it's a hard thing to do. It's not. It's really, really simple. And man, the changes we've started to see using a software like this is just insane. Because guys, what you're getting here is, think about yourself. Think about, do you like to A, talk on the phone, B, send emails, or do you like to send texts and Facebook messages? I don't know about you, but for me, 100% all day long, I'd rather send a text or a Facebook message than have to send an email and then wait and then get a response, or let alone, pick up the phone and call someone. I mean, obviously we have to talk on the phone doing sales calls and things like that, but it's not that I love it. I'd much rather use a software like this. So when it comes down to it, on your sales funnel, if you give a person just the option to call, you're going to be losing out on a lot of people. If 15% of people opt in to call, if you would put a chatbot there or an option to talk to you through Facebook Messenger, your percentage of opt-ins is probably going to go from 15 all the way up to like 50, because people are more willing to do it. So systems like this can really help. The coolest thing about ManyChat is not only does it work really well, it's super cheap. You can get it for free, up to 1,000 contacts. You can have basic processes. You can build a basic chatbot today and start using it for free. Or you can spend $10 a month and you can get all the pro features. And this is going to exponentially help you when you're building your systems. So I would recommend starting with the free version and playing around with it, and then once you get a feel for it, then upgrade to the pro version. It's a really, really good $10 to spend a month. So I'm just going to hop inside of one of our chat sequences, and this is actually the chat sequence that's inside of that real estate page that I just showed you. And so I'm not going to go into the actual one because it would open my personal messenger, and I don't want you to see all the messages I'm getting inside of my messenger. So I'll just kind of walk you through it here. So going back to this page, if they click help me find a dream home, what's going to happen is this sequence is going to initiate. And inside of this sequence, I get to program everything that happens. And so when they click that link, it's going to take them to this message right here. It's going to say, hey, and then whatever their first name is, and Facebook and ManyChat automatically grab their first name. I see you're looking for homes in the Omaha area. That's great. Is there a certain number of bedrooms you're looking for? And they're going to click one of these. And no matter what they click, it's going to take them to this next message. Because to the realtor, it doesn't matter. They're just trying to pre-qualify right now. So if they click 3 to 4 bedrooms, it takes them to the next one. So we wait 3 seconds and they get the little typing bubble so that it looks legit. Some people will know it's a chatbot. Some people might not. I don't know. So after 3 seconds, it'll say, awesome, are you a first-time home buyer? More qualification. Whether they say yes or no, we take them to this question. Great. How soon are you looking to move? Now, the cool part happens here where different questions can lead to different answers. So if they say I'm ready now, we're going to take them over to this one where it says contact me now, and that's actually programmed with the realtor's phone number. Schedule a call, which takes them to the realtor's scheduler, or no thanks. Those are your 3 options. If it's in a couple months or just browsing, it's just a slightly different message here, and it says perfect. If you need help with anything, one of our Rockstar agents will be glad to assist you. Here are some options. You get in touch with us. Okay, so essentially those 2 messages have the same things to do, besides this one right here says browse listing, this one says no thanks, but they can still call or schedule a call if they want. It's just a little bit different of a message depending on what they say. And then finally, once we end over here, we're just going to say, okay, if they say no thanks, then no problem. Feel free to reach out at 555, whatever their phone number is at any point. We would be glad to help you. So this whole process is initiated without having to think about anything. And so I actually need to add this goes to this as well. This doesn't end anywhere. But either way, this process here happens without anybody having to do anything or think about it. And the coolest part is you can go in here to each one of these steps and you can actually add actions to happen when they reach a certain point. So if they click one of these buttons to answer a question and I want to tag them inside of an email list. So let's say they click the 3 to 4 bedrooms. And then I can go into my email list and set up a list for 3 to 4 bedroom leads, and they would get added to that list. So then if I have like a special blog post or anything that has to do with 3 to 4 bedroom houses, I can send it directly to that list of people, and I don't ever have to think about which ones are receiving things that aren't relevant to them, because they've told us. They've told us that 3 to 4 bedrooms is what they want, so why not send them things that are directly related to them? So guys, literally spend an hour in this software, play around with it, watch some YouTube videos, and you will love it. You will get to know everything that works inside of the software, and you will be off and running with some awesome, awesome automations, okay? So that is ManyChat. All right. Next software here, I'm not going to go into this one in too much detail. This is called Zapier, or Zapier, some people like to call it. I've even heard some people call it Zapier. I don't know exactly how to say it, but I call it Zapier. So inside of Zapier, essentially what you're going to get inside of Zapier is the ability to connect anything to anything else. And I'm telling you, you can literally connect anything. If I want to take a list of contacts that I'm getting in a day and send it automatically into a Google spreadsheet, I can do that. If I want to schedule a phone call to happen at noon once a person opts into one of my lists, I can make it happen. So Zapier just has a lot of power behind it, and they do a really good job of making your life really easy. And the cool thing is you can start for free and you can do a bunch of basic zaps for free. Once you've hit that certain point of 7 or over 100 tasks per month, then you can upgrade to the $19.99 plan. A lot of us I'm at the $19.99 plan now, but it took me a while to get there, and so I was using it for free for a while, and a lot of you will just need to keep on this basic plan. So not going to dive in too much more into Zapier, but essentially, like I said, the ability to connect anything to anything. Okay? All right, next one. And this is one I had to think about a little bit. I've played around with a couple different copywriting softwares, but in the end, the lifetime deal of Automatic Script is probably the best deal out there. If you follow ClickFunnels, you probably follow Funnel Scripts, and it's like $900 or $1,000 to buy it, and it's good. I've played around with it a little bit, but Automatic Scripts for $67 one time is really tough to beat. If you go to Automatic Scripts' basic website, it's either $37 a month or $67 a month for the Pro plan, or I have this secret link here, and it's not even an affiliate link. It's just a link through their Facebook page that I found a while back that you can get the entire plan, the entire package for $67 one time. So it's kind of crazy that the pricing is that much different. I don't love that, and I don't love that that marketing model, but it is what it is. So I'll put this link down below the video so you can check this out as well. Essentially what Automatic Scripts does is it allows you to go in and create sales scripts with pre-made templates that are proven to work. So let's just call this a test template. And then I'll go to this next page and it's going to say, what type of template would you like? I'm going to use common because I haven't built any personal ones. Let's say I want to write a sales letter. Okay, so then it's going to give me 3 different options, and then I can just go through here and look at these and say, okay, this is kind of what I like. Let's just go with the pretty good, darn good outline. It's a little bit shorter. Actually, no, I think the other one's the shorter one. 7-step copywriting. This is the shortest one. 7-step copywriting. So if I want this 7-step copywriting, I just click next, and now it's just going to walk you through the process. Okay, so I'm just going to replace where it tells me to replace. So it says customer or client name, and I would just type it. Their example is Dear Brad. I would just type in Dear Scott. Do something amazing as a result of a product or service. So here's your example. Imagine you could double or even triple your conversion rates with virtually no effort. So you would just go in here and say, imagine you could, and then what? Increase your jumping ability by 6 inches in 1 year. And so it's going to prompt you in order what to write. And so you would just go through all these, and it takes some time. Copywriting takes a lot of time. Or you can pay up someone a lot of money to do it. So you might as well just take the time to learn how to do it and then decide if you want to pay someone or not. Okay, so you just go through that entire thing, and then when you hit create script, it'll generate it, or you can just fill it with examples. You can create your script, and then it'll just give you this nicely Word document outline that you can copy and paste into Google Docs, and then you can just change it yourself if you want. Sometimes I just copy and paste the entire thing, and I just go in here and I change things around where I need to. Really beneficial. Takes some time, but copywriting does take time, and something good to dive into and get to know a little bit. Okay? All right, and the last thing I'm going to talk about here is Figma. Figma is for people who are doing design on their pages or on their funnels. Figma is really beneficial. It's easier than Photoshop. It's more, I wouldn't say more advanced, but you can do more things than Canva, even though I think Canva presents some good opportunity as well, but I use Figma more than Canva, and so that's why I'm giving it to you here in this video. But Figma essentially just allows you to do certain things you wouldn't be able to do from a basic editor. Even in Kickpages, there are still a few things that I need to be able to do that I can't do in Kickpages that I use Figma for. So like creating mockups and creating like bundles. If I'm using like a course page, I got to create like a mockup with like a computer screen and a laptop screen and an iPad and a phone. I can do all that in Figma. I can make really nice shadowing. I can add text to images, like things that you will need to be able to do inside of some of your funnels, you can do in Figma. It's built to be for web designers and to lay out websites, but there are just so many things I use it for, like making images like this right here. I can take an image of someone and add this cool little frame to it and then just export it and use it in my funnel. Or I can take an image and I can add like some orbs in the background or a shadow to it. I can just do pretty much anything that I want to make my page look the way that this Figma page looks. Because if this is just an image of her, it doesn't have the same personality as it does when it has that shape to it. So it's just a really beneficial thing to have if you are actually doing some design in your funnels. Okay, so let's total it up then. So what's the actual cost of building sales funnels in 2021? Okay, so if we look at this is really simple. So I just broke it down. If you're going in with Kickpages basic plan, you get Active Campaigns basic plan, ManyChat's basic plan, Zapier's basic plan, a lifetime deal of automatic script, and then Figma. Figma's always free, so you don't have to worry about that. So what am I going to do? What am I going to pay total? For $87 a month, I'm going to get all this plus a one-time fee. So I'm going to have to invest about $90 a month and then another $67 on top of that to get pretty much everything that I need to be really successful building sales funnels in 2021. You can go out and you can buy more expensive software like Kajabi and ClickFunnels or any of the really like Unbounce or any of the more expensive landing pages. But guys, I've used them all. I don't think there's any need for them. Kickpages is better. It's as good, if not better, than anything I've used. Active Campaign is like a couple bucks more than MailChimp or GetResponse, and the ability to use it in different ways is just, it's exponential. There's just so many more things you can do. And then, like I said, these other softwares are pretty much just like add-ons. I would say, like, if you're going to just completely minimize your cost, I would just start with Kickpages and Active Campaign, and then maybe think about getting automatic script, and then leave the other ones out for now and just see where you're at. And if you get a little bit better, but I mean, like I said, you can try out ManyChat and Zapier for free and Figma for free, so it's really a no-brainer. Like, it's a no-brainer to kind of package things together like this. So hopefully that was beneficial to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. Like, this is 100% honesty. Like, I'm not just promoting products. I do have some affiliate links below this just because these are the softwares I love. But this is more about just showing people that it doesn't have to cost $500 a month in order to build a sales funnel or build a landing page or whatever you're doing. So last note I'll leave you with, remember this Kickpages service page. Like, remember, don't get too caught up in building these extravagant pages that cost you your time. And, you know, in the end, the more time that you're spending building things, the less time you're going to have to make more money or make things work better in other places. So really evaluate what you're doing in your pages, because in the end, simple works. Simple really, really works. Like I said, took me 30 seconds. This page is going to get me more leads in the long run than anything like this will ever get me. Okay? So use all this. Take it with a grain of salt. I know a lot of you are doing design in your funnels, and that's great because that's where I started as well. But the more I do it, the more I understand that, like, as long as it looks good and it's simple and it converts, that's all that really matters. Okay? All right, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Thanks a lot.